Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin & Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin & Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin & Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. It's time to check in with a little educational news. And I'll tell you, the Bayou Land area in particular did real good with their pandemic scores. And Lafourche Parish is one of 100 districts nationwide performing above pre-pandemic levels for both math and reading. And it says a lot. You can see what they've done in all the different levels. Here to talk more about that and what's going on during Public Schools Week is the superintendent of Lafourche Parish Schools, Mr. Jared Martin. Say, Jared, thanks so much for joining us, man. I don't mean to skip over that it's Public Schools Week. That's an awesome deal. I'm more happy about these scores and the way you guys have done, looking at all the different scores for math and reading and the growth. And to be of only one of 100 school districts nationwide that it's above both of those, what did you learn, and why is the Bayou area doing so good in those scores?
Yeah, well, look, Louisiana is doing really well, and we have a lot of schools across the Bayou area that are performing well, and I attribute it, of course, to the work of our teachers. They're obviously the biggest reason why we're doing so well. But if I had to also pin down and drill down a little deeper, we across this area have adopted a new approach to teaching kids how to read, and we've adopted a new curriculum that focuses heavily on phonics. And as we increase our students' capability in reading, obviously everything is going to follow suit in a good direction, right? It's always a good thing when a kid becomes a proficient reader very early. And so our curriculum is CKLA. It is heavily founded in phonics, and that has, I think, helped catapult our scores forward in a positive direction. And look, it was a really difficult lift to have a new curriculum roll out on the heels of COVID and then on the heels of Hurricane Ida. And so our teachers were struggling with getting quality professional development in a new curriculum, but somehow they were able to overcome and are doing just a tremendously good job of increasing our children's capacity on the reading front. And with our math scores, we're heavily invested in a curriculum called Eureka, and now we're in the second edition of Eureka called Eureka Squared. And it has proven to be very successful. And so I think that the proper implementation of those two new curriculum, or curricula, as it were, have proven to be very successful. And of course, the overall benefit is improved student achievement, which we're super proud to be one of 100 districts outperforming where we were prior to the pandemic.
Yeah, that's awesome. It does say a lot about your staff and the parents and the children, everybody working together, because that just doesn't happen easily. But to happen with a storm thrown in the mix there as well. Yeah. So I know you guys put a big emphasis at getting people back to school, even though I guess COVID kind of did help us go, from being able to do things from your house and that kind of stuff, which probably helped a little bit to recover during the storm as well, when people couldn't get back to those buildings. But boy, what a collective effort by the community to do this.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, look, while we were navigating COVID, we were in the throes of COVID, just getting back to a normal school year whenever we got completely wiped out, right? So South Lafourche High School was out of school for, something like a month and a half. And then when we had the kids back in mid-October, it was on an AB schedule. So just a Herculean lift and a great effort by, you said it, the parents, the students, the teachers, everybody involved, and not to mention the support staff that makes all this possible. So it's a very, very humbling experience to be part of a team that's able to overcome so much. If we were one of the 100 worst performing districts since before Hurricane Ida and before COVID, I would say, well, yeah, of course. Look at what we're going through. How could you expect to not be where we are. So to be in the top 100 is just remarkable.
Yeah, no doubt there. Hey, when you talked, I heard you talk. I caught Eureka as far as math, and I didn't catch the acronym for the reading. But can you talk specifically a little bit more about that? Is that a return to maybe more phonics and a different kind of math thing, as opposed to I don't know, it was kibbles and some other things we were teaching before? Yeah. Is it a return backwards, or it's something else going forward?
No, it's a return back to, look, when I was in kindergarten, I believe the name of the textbook that we were reading from was called Hooked on Phonics, Worked for Me. And at some point, the education community shifted to a whole language approach to teaching how to read, and shifted away from phonics. And we've heavily invested in the last 3 years on learning what Louisiana calls, and what we're researching is the science of reading. And in the science of reading, it's a really important process where children develop phonemic awareness. They understand how letters come together to form sounds. Those sounds come together to make words. I know that to the average listener, they're probably thinking, yeah, that's how you do it. What's so complicated about this? But there's a very specific practice to getting that right. And actually understanding sounds before you understand or even have letter recognition is an important thing. And we have adopted this. The entire state has adopted this approach, and our teachers have just really excelled at it.
That's really awesome. And like I say, it's paying off in the scores. About 45 seconds to go, Jared. And the school, construction, all of that, can you give us a quick update on where we're at with all that?
Yeah, excited that we have 2 schools left that are still in the hopper to be done. Demolition is going to be starting at Bayou Buff Elementary School and Golometa Middle School. I was promised it was going to begin in January. Here we are. February, it hasn't quite begun yet. Such is the nature of dealing with recovery. But we are on our way to getting those schools back up and running, and we're excited about it.
All right. Well, Jared, again, congratulations, man, to everybody in the entire school system. Thanks so much for the update. We appreciate it, and thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.